let's say that there's a piece on my creature that I want to modify, a part of their body, but I want to do that after I brought it into Blender. We can do that with the edit mode that we used previously. The way we're going to do this is, well, first I'm going to just move my creature off the platform that he's on so that I can work with his feet without being affected by the object there. And then the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and go into edit mode. Remember how it selects all the vertices by default. So I'm going to click off anywhere so I can see just the foot. And this is a really cool thing. What you can do is you can select just a part of this foot. Now if I just selected this part of the foot and I moved it, you're going to notice it looks pretty weird, right? It's going to stretch it weird. What we need is to have something called a proportional editing mode. So that what that does is it brings out like it kind of well, I'll show you. So the proportional editing mode is right next to the limited selection. So I'm going to click on this and I'm going to click enable. And what that does is when I start to drag this, notice that it's instead of stretching it, it's kind of like bringing everything in that particular thing with it. So it has this kind of like almost like a feather effect. Now I can also rotate this by going down here. I'm going to rotate this up. I'm clicking on the red. My computer's being a little slow at the moment. See how I can kind of rotate this up a little bit? So what I'm doing is I'm modifying this foot so that it's more upright and not so down. One of the areas where I see a kind of problematic is the outside toes. So what I'm going to do is just try to select just the toe. There's a good tool for selecting just part of your mesh, and that's under the select menu over here. And if you go to circle select, you can actually kind of draw on the area that you want to select. So that's pretty cool. And then I'm going to go back now to my move tool. I think I have to hit enter after I've selected something. Yeah. So now if I go back to my move tool, I can actually drag this up. I'm going to rotate my view here so I can see. So I could pull it out this way. I could pull it up. It's still kind of tilted. I think I'm going to go back into rotation mode here and try to rotate just the toe up. There we go, like that. See how it's kind of rotating up now. So I'm going to deselect that. Sometimes it can be really hard to see what you've done. You can always go back into object mode at any time, and it gives you maybe a better view without all the mesh there. So you can see what you've done with the foot. One of the fantastic things is once you've adjusted this, and if you're feeling like, oh, it kind of deformed my sculpted areas, you can actually go into sculpting mode in Blender, and then you can tweak that. So you can go from object mode, instead of edit, you can go into sculpt mode, and you can start kind of smoothing and adjusting. There's some tools over here on the left side that allows you to play around with the settings.